Well, good morning, campers. Thank you for joining us on the journey. This is a little sub-series called Gene and Andrew's Great Adventure. And we started out in Virginia, headed up to Pennsylvania, camped there in our first episode. Then we went to Niagara and camped on the New York side. Then went and saw Niagara Falls, camped in Ontario a bunch of times, coming across on headed west through Canada. And it took us about a week, a bunch of series on it. You need to go back and check those out. Finally ended up in Waterton Lake area there in Alberta. Oh man, I love that area. Love it, love it, love it. But that's where we hit our first major roadblock. That's where the wind was so strong, it took our tent. It destroyed our tent. And so we had to drop back and punt, if you will. We stayed the night, our last night, in Waterton in a lodge there, in a motel room. And then we went down to Montana, went to Kalispell, got us a new tent. Not as good a tent, though. It kind of seemed like it was at the time. But got a tent there at Cabela's and brought that on to the Glacier area where we'd be camping for several days. And we did, and you can go back and look at those. It was too small for our needs, and we were looking for something with a little bit lower profile so the wind could not destroy this one. Unfortunately, our mattresses, which were twin-size air mattresses, side by side, they took up the entire thing in there. And so it was, maybe if you're Andrew's age, he's 16, Andrew's age, crawling in and out of that thing is not bad. When you're my age, I'm the reverse of his age. I'm 61, and it was hard. And we did it in the rain. We did it anyway. We are now outside of Yellowstone. That's where we arrived in the last episode. And beautiful bluff where we're at in this campground. We'd setting up right on the Yellowstone River, but we hit really not a second roadblock. We hit a wall. And that was setting this tent up. They've only got 4 tent sites. The rest of it is for RVs. And I'll put a link to this campsite. If you have an RV, man, this is probably the most gorgeous place that I've ever been. Great bathrooms, great showers, great facilities, everything. They did it right here at the Yellowstone RV Park here. Your tent overlooking the water. You're on a bluff up high above the Yellowstone River, and it was wonderful. Well, went to start setting up the tent, and it's very, very windy. So, there we are again. We've got to put these stakes in the ground good, or this tent's going to be like the last one was. Well, start putting the tent stakes in. You can get about half of them in. The other half, you're hitting maybe about 5 inches into the ground, you start hitting rock. And I'm not talking about little pebbles. I'm talking about bedrock kind of rock. And you can't get them in. And over the course of about 2 hours trying to set up this tent, it was a disaster. We bent most all of our stakes. It ripped parts of the tent trying to get stakes back up after they had gone in. And then it was just trial and error and a whole lot of error. Well, as some would say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Or as Renee would say, when life gives you limes, make a margarita. Well, we're going to have to make a margarita. And the tent number 2, he went to wherever tents go, just like tent number 1 did. It's gone. So our adventures are not going to be as extensive. We're not going to be out here for 5 weeks. We're cutting the journey a little bit shorter. We're going to be out for 3 weeks total. And so we're going to Airbnb it the rest of the way. Renee would tell you that's the way to go. We're too old to set up tents and crawl in and out. So we're going to Airbnb and got some hotel rooms as well, and some lodges, and going to Yellowstone, going down to Grand Tetons, going into Jackson, Wyoming. Going to spend several days there. Also headed to Casper, Wyoming, then headed up to Deadwood, South Dakota, western town. Can't wait to go there. My brother Al Jean had told me, yes, there is a brother named Al Jean. My name is Gene, and we had a brother named Eugene also. It's like an episode from the old Newhart show, isn't it? My name is Larry, and this is my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl. Anyway, we're going to Deadwood. He told me about that, and looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to Mount Rushmore, and we're going to work our way across St. Louis, then to West Virginia, and then on down to Virginia so that Andrew can get back home and I can get back to Renee and Jenny. It's, there again, life is a journey. It is what you make it. I wasn't making it too good last night, I can tell you that. I was very upset, very disappointed. I woke up this morning not really refreshed because we slept in the front seat of the car. That was hard. Kind of got a crink in my neck a little bit, But woke up this morning and said, you know what? Life is good. We've got 3 weeks out here on an adventure. We're getting to see some national parks. We're able to see some really cool things, eat some great food. And you know what? We're going to have a lot of fun. And you are too. And we appreciate you riding with us and checking it all out with us. Thank you for that. Bridging the Golden Gate Canyon was one of the most difficult and expensive challenges engineers faced when building the first roads through the park. The first bridge was built in 1885. 1,275 pounds of explosives were needed to remove 14,000 cubic yards of solid rock, which was hauled off in the dump trucks of the day, horses and wagons. This bridge was dangerously unstable by 1900. Heavy-laden stagecoaches crossed the bridge many times a day with the possibility of a fatal drop into the chasm if the wooden trestle failed. The bridge was rebuilt in 1900, 1933, and 1977 using newer materials and engineering each time.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has a clear light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were two for a penny.
I'm here at Old Faithful, and I want to show you the crowd in a minute. And this is what I'm talking about, needing more national parks or something. When I was here 19 years ago, 2005 I believe it was, either 2005 or it could have been 2007. I think there were maybe about 12 people on the boardwalk at the time to see Old Faithful, and this is what it looks like now.
That was fucking dope. That's all I gotta say.
Ah, quel ruido está bueno, un ruido
One thing I've always enjoyed in traveling are languages. In an airport, you get to hear different languages being spoken. Same here. You hear all kinds of languages, and that's cool.
Something's gotta give today. It's a good day to tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today